Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here and welcome back to the channel. Star Wars Celebration 2023 has come and gone, and with it we received the most Star Wars news we've gotten in quite a while. 3 new films were announced, one set 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, focusing on Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order, another set 25,000 years ago centered around the dawn of the Jedi, and the discovery of the Force being directed by James Mangold. And finally, Dave Filoni will be directing the culmination of the Mandoverse in a film that is said to draw a lot of inspiration from the Heir to the Empire novel. In addition to the movie announcements, we also had tons of news from new and returning series, both animated and live action. However, what got me the most hyped and excited was, of course, our first official trailer for the Ahsoka series that will be streaming on Disney Plus this August. There were 2 different trailers released, one to the public and one exclusively to those lucky enough to be at Celebration that I may or may not have found online somewhere. So with that said guys, I will make sure to link all of the announcements from Celebration as well as the full Ahsoka trailer down there in the description if you guys would like to go check everything out for yourselves and haven't already. But let's travel through the world between worlds right into this trailer breakdown. Opening up the trailer, we follow Ahsoka as she is searching some ancient ruins, potentially in an effort to find the world between worlds last seen in Star Wars Rebels. We also see her replicate this very cool trick with her lightsabers, slicing through the ground to enter the ruins, much like Anakin and Obi-Wan did in a deleted scene from Episode 3. Back on the topic of Star Wars Rebels, Ahsoka will act almost as a sequel series or even a 5th season of the show, not only continuing Ahsoka's journey, but also reintroducing us to the various members of the Ghost crew. We see Sabine Wren on what I can only assume is Lothal in a very similar spot to how we left her back at the end of Rebels. She of course still is holding out hope that they will one day be able to find Ezra, who has been lost in the unknown regions, presumably with Thrawn after his sacrifice in the Rebels finale. It's great to see Sabine here not missing a beat from the transition of animation into live action. I do find it interesting, however, that when we do see her throughout the trailer, she isn't wearing her Mandalorian armor, but rather just your standard Rebel-style leather jacket, as well as sporting a much longer hairstyle than normal. Definitely still a really cool look, but this is most likely to signify the fact that the galaxy is no longer in a state of war, so she doesn't have to go around prepared for a fight at any moment. However, we do also see a shot of Sabine looking at her helmet, most likely reminiscing on the past and building up the strength to join the fight once again. Also can't go without mentioning the Lothcat, super cool to see some of Lothal's creatures in live action here as well. Other members of the Ghost crew in the trailer include Hera Syndulla as well as Chopper, right where you would expect to find them, in the middle of a crazy ship battle. And we do have some shots later on in the trailer which do also show the Rebel side of things, of course transitioning into the New Republic that we've seen throughout the Mandalorian series. Great to see that Mon Mothma is also a part of the series on the New Republic side of things. The only members of the crew that are absent from the trailer are Zeb, who did make an appearance in Mando Season 3, as well as Hera and Kanan's son, who is rumored to potentially have a role to play in the Ahsoka series as well. Shifting gears a bit to the dark side of the Force, the trailer also introduces us to our main antagonists of Season 1. A duo of dark side users, a master and an apprentice. However, I don't believe they are Sith, but rather Dark Jedi. The Master, Baylan Skoll, has a really intriguing design, definitely reminiscent of a Republic-era Jedi who has fallen to the dark side, and the Apprentice, Shin Hati, who also looks as if she could be an Order 66 survivor who has followed her Master to the dark side of the Force as well. Also pretty interesting to see that Shin still has her Padawan braid in her hair. Not sure if that has any significance outside of showing us that she was once part of the light side. However, these two Dark Jedi appear to be working for the same character that Ahsoka was after back when she made her live-action debut in The Mandalorian Season 2. Morgan Elsbeth, who many have speculated could be a Night Sister from Maul's home planet of Dathomir, most likely has employed the help of Baylan and Shin in order to try and get out to the unknown regions to find the one she is loyal to, that being Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's right, everyone's favorite member of the Space Blue Man group is back and better than ever here in the Ahsoka series. Lars Mikkelsen will be reprising his role as Grand Admiral Thrawn, as he also lent his voice to the animated version of the character in Rebels. As Ahsoka mentions in the trailer, there have been whispers about Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. This line gave me chills. What a great way to set up the stakes of the series while also calling back to what many consider to be one of the greatest series of Star Wars novels from Legends. As I previously mentioned, the last time we saw Thrawn, he and Ezra were on a one-way trip to the unknown regions of the galaxy, presumably never to be seen again. However, with Ahsoka recruiting Sabine in order to find Ezra before Thrawn can retake power in the galaxy, I believe Morgan Elsbeth, with the help of Baylan and Shin, will attempt to help Thrawn regain what was lost. I love how the shot of Ahsoka seeking out Sabine seems to be ripped right from the finale of Star Wars Rebels in some instances. However, there are some theories going around that the timeline we see here is not all linear. Of course, in the Rebels finale, things looked a bit different as far as the looks of characters are concerned. Most likely, the meeting we see between Ahsoka and Sabine in the trailer happens before the meeting we see in the Rebels finale. Ahsoka potentially plants the idea of Thrawn's return and the search for Ezra and then goes off on her own. Maybe this is where we get to see her encounter the two Dark Jedi and investigate the world between worlds, which is also said to play a massive role within the series. It looks like Ahsoka even faces off against Baylan, potentially at the entrance to this mystical gateway to the timeline of the Star Wars universe. There is such a unique aesthetic here with all of the star maps and colors to go along with a very intense duel, showing off just how powerful Ahsoka has become. Based off of rumors and leaks surrounding the show, Ahsoka will be exploring the world between worlds in order to see different outcomes were she to make different decisions from throughout her life. Ultimately, this will not be time travel, as Dave Filoni has explained in interviews in the past. The world between worlds is a gateway in which you can see events, past, present, and future from throughout all of Star Wars. However, everything happens for a reason and the way it is supposed to unfold. While changing a decision might take you on a different path, in the end it will still lead to the same outcome. That's all I will say for now in order to avoid potential spoilers, but needless to say, this is the element of the series that has me the most intrigued. Something else I believe is set before the Rebels finale is where we see Ahsoka battling another Inquisitor on a shipping platform. Some theories suggest this could be Barriss Offee from the Clone Wars, who was responsible for Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order in the first place. That would be super cool if this was to be the case, giving a very personal connection, but I guess we will just have to wait and see. Speaking of the Inquisitor, however, it is quite clear that their lightsaber is pure red, while the sabers of Baylan and Shin have more of an orange glow to them. According to Filoni, this is very intentional, most likely to signify conflict in the two Dark Jedi, who may not have fully bled their crystals and embraced the full extent of the dark side. Wrapping things up, I wanted to jump back over to the Ahsoka and Sabine team-up, which appears to be very prominent throughout the series. In the extended trailer shown only at Celebration, we got to see Sabine using Ezra's green lightsaber, as well as fully suiting back up in her Mandalorian armor, while sporting a haircut more closely resembling her look at the end of Rebels. I feel like we will see Ahsoka and Sabine both running parallel stories, leading to them learning that they must face the challenges ahead and venture into the unknown regions or the great beyond in order to bring Ezra home and put a stop to Grand Admiral Thrawn's rise to power. Overall, guys, this trailer did such an amazing job of hyping up the Ahsoka series and just getting me excited about Star Wars again. It's no secret that the franchise has been in a bit of a rocky position ever since the rise of Skywalker, and I have to say the only silver lining through the past few years has been what Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have been doing over on Disney+. First with The Mandalorian, and now with Ahsoka coming later this summer, we are inching ever closer to the massive culmination of the entire Mandoverse, and I couldn't be more excited for what is to come with the future of Star Wars. I've loved everything we've seen so far of Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano. She's done an incredible job of honoring the character that Dave Filoni and Ashley Eckstein created in the Clone Wars and continued in Rebels, and I can't wait to see where Ahsoka's journey takes us next. So with that said, guys, I want to know your thoughts on all of this down there in the comments below. What did you think of the Ahsoka trailer? Which Rebels character are you most excited to see in live action? And what theories do you have for the upcoming series? Just let me know your thoughts on all of this down there in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video.